Alright, y'all, welcome back. So, day number 86 today, I think? Pretty sure. Might be 87. I don't know. I'm terrible at keeping track of this day by day stuff. But, 209 quarter this morning. Down another quarter pound from yesterday. So, progress is progress. Then, we had a wicked fucking chest day yesterday. Big chest pump. Massive tricep pump. So, kind of want to talk about, growing a bigger chest, bigger triceps. It's not rocket science. There is kind of a process to it. So, as you're going to watch in this video today, we started on the incline barbell press. And do my 2 warm-up sets. I do 2 warm-up sets of every movement before I record the 3 working sets. You guys want to see the warm-up sets added in? Let me know. But first working set, 185. Felt good. Felt a little on the light side. So I added 10 pounds for 195. Hit that. Kind of had the same feeling. So I went to 200. 200. I added 5 pounds. And 200 is now my PR for a set of 10 on the incline press. So I feel pretty good about that. Now, I like starting on a big compound movement because you're going to be the freshest and the strongest, and you're not going to really have a big pump yet. So it's going to allow you to make sure you hit that full range of motion and you're not really fighting your pump. Because as your chest fills out with blood, it gets a little harder to get that full squeeze and contraction. So, the reason for the press being 2-handed compound, first, 1, highest load, 2, the freshest, 3, in my opinion, it also makes very good for getting everything ready to work. Because I'm not shooting for 1 rep PRs, these are volume PRs. Now, if we're doing 1 rep stuff, we would warm up doing a few other things and then go straight into the big heavy triples to single. But so you have a high weight overload movement. Then I go to the machine press. Same movement for an incline style movement, but now we're isolated. We're getting a bigger stretch, bigger range of movement. Weight is obviously a little lower because you're not lifting that full weight. But you're in a locked-in, controlled path of movement, bigger contraction. Still under load, but we're doing higher volume with a bigger squeeze. So we're getting that stretch and contraction. Then we go into our cable flies. Again, slight incline to these movements. We're targeting upper chest fibers. On this specific chest day, I have an incline and a flat day. And this is where we're looking for that big range of motion, full stretch, full squeeze and contraction. And this is to push as much blood into the muscle as possible. So we go from stretching it apart under load to pumping blood into it under load, then pumping as much blood into it under a moderate load, but a much bigger stretch. Because there's only two ways to grow a muscle fiber: tearing it apart under overload, which is going to be your sheer weight, or through hypertrophy, which is pushing as much blood into it and trying to make it tear apart basically like a water balloon. Because when you tear the muscle fibers apart, that's what's creating the growth and more fiber to be created. Because all you're doing, you're not ripping big pieces apart. These are all microscopic tears, right? That's why it takes months upon months into years to put on any actual feasible mass. Now, I hold the approach of you need 3 movements per the muscles you're working that day. 1, like I said, for overload, 1 for high load with the large range of motion, then 1 high range of motion for high blood flow. And if you're trying to build a big chest, they're going to focus quite a bit into the incline stuff, build that bigger upper shelf, so they just look fuller sooner. Because if you have a large pec, but it's kind of slanted into your collarbone, it doesn't have that big blocky appearance, right? So if you're shooting for that appearance look, you're definitely going to be looking for incline movements. Now, going into triceps, I still have 3 movements here. And similar approach, but got to be wary of your elbows. Too high a load creates tennis elbow problems. So I start off here, across the body through the tricep extensions. And I like these because 1, it pumps a lot of blood into the tricep. Gets them pumped up early. But it is a very controllable tension, as well as it gets the elbows ready to move some higher weight. Now, the nice thing is the whole time you're looking for volume when you're training smaller muscle groups, biceps, triceps, delts, calves. You're not looking for crazy, huge weight numbers. Now, so we want to be pumped up as soon as possible. So we hit these, good contraction, full range of motion, good squeezes. Then we go ahead and move into an underhand, 2-handed tricep extension. That's going to get into our long head and help build that outer mass. So out here, as you're squeezing that down with those palms up, for me, that's where that contraction really happens. Then weight goes up a little bit here. If say you're doing 3 plates down on those cable machines, single arm, they'll do about 7 or 8 here. Then I go to an overhead tricep extension. So now this is putting us in the biggest stretch for the triceps. And overall for me, it targets the long head, but I get overall the largest tricep engagement in this position. And by doing that, I've now hit the triceps 3 ways: short head, long head, both heads. Biggest pump possible with some load, which is manageable in the volume. and your elbows don't feel like shit. That's a big key. You're hitting triceps and biceps. You want to work at a weight heavy enough that doesn't make your elbows sore, because that will build up week after week after week and become a form of tendonitis. And this is what I've done, and the process I kind of follow for every muscle group. And this is how I'm getting bigger and stronger as time goes on. Now, right now we're cutting, so strength, it's going up a little bit still, but that's just from consistency. And probably better and better technique execution, because I'm doing these more repetitively. So if you follow this very simple strategy to putting on muscle, anyone can make progress. It's not hard. So that's my approach to how I'm building a bigger chest and triceps for the current phase I'm in. The movements change depending upon the phase, but the strategy behind it stays the same. So even during bulking, when I kind of more powerlifting, the strategy still applies, just my total rep numbers change. And obviously the weights go way, way, way up. But that, guys, hit that like and follow, hit the subscribe. Make sure you're out there working on your goals, getting your stuff done. And most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.